The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
It's Coaches in Cars Getting Coffee. It's season 3, up to episode 7. Voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier. The coach, Mike Patrick. The car, a 2013 Honda Accord. And the coffee, to be determined. Mike Patrick, thanks so much for taking some time out of your post-practice and joining us for a little Coaches in Cars Getting Coffee. You're looking good. The sunglasses are a really nice touch.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Is it fair to say that you've got the best drip out of everybody who's done this so far?
I mean, I take pride in it. So, this is a story for y'all. So, Coach Ingram recruited me to go to Navy, and when I came on my official visit, I had to be like top 5 like freshest kids that ever came on a visit to the Naval Academy. And y'all can kind of, like, Coach Ingram can vouch for this too. Like, I had on like red corduroys with a blue polo. I had on a sweater vest, a yellow sweater vest with like I had on like some wool pants with some loafers on. Like, I was pretty clean. So I take pride in what I put on, y'all. I really do. So I appreciate that, Cav.
Were you a look good, play good player in your days at LR?
Actually, I didn't wear a lot on the field.
I don't remember that.
I didn't wear a lot on the field. And actually, I was the player that if I wasn't having a good game, I would take off everything I had on. Like, I would just have a helmet on with shoulder pads and that's it. Because I'm like, why do I want to bring attention to myself right now when I'm not playing well? So I wasn't a feel good. I wasn't that. I just wanted to play ball.
A-backs, slot backs, go by a lot of different names, but when I think of an A-back, I think of guys like a Mike Patrick, a Gerard Spears. I'm gonna hit you with one from Brevard, a Kelvin Jeter. How about that? How about that one? I think you've got a mix, looking at the two deep, for the position here at Carson-Newman, of guys who were running backs last year, of guys who were more slot receivers in the previous iteration of the offense. How has the development gone? How has the change gone? There were plenty of slot backs in the history of the South Atlantic Conference who were all conference running backs. Yeah. What's it looking like? Give me the 30,000-foot view.
Well, I think that we getting better every day. I think we still gotta fine-tune some of the details. I think that we have a talented group. I think we have a really talented group. I think Cam last year played running back in the traditional offense. Now he playing slot back, and he's getting it down pretty good. Don Bradley, I think he played more of a wide receiver role, and he's doing pretty well. Gianni Maddos is doing well. Nate Adebayo is coming along as well. And then we got some young guys, Nick Hester, Jaden Jones, one of the Holman twins, Nashawn Holman, he's doing well. And Kaden McCoy is coming along as well. So we got a lot of talent in the room. Like I said, we just got to kind of fine-tune some things, and I think we'll be fine, I think. So
you mentioned Cam Ferguson. Last year, and you probably more than any other coach who is in a first year at Carson-Newman has some understanding of this, that there is no Carson-Newman running back in the last decade to have started more games as a freshman than Cam Ferguson. How has that borne out as he makes the move to slot back?
Well, I think that Cam is just overall a good football player. I think that Cam could play A-back because we asked him to play A-back, and I think if we moved him to B-back, he could play B-back if we asked him to do that as well. I just think he's an overall good football player. He's really smart, picks up on things real well. Rarely makes the same mistake twice. So he's a good player. He's I said he picks it up pretty well. So it seemed like he's played before.
Don Bradley makes the move. Touched the ball a few times last year, but by and large a reserve player. What has he done to ingratiate himself among the top end of the position?
I think that with Don as well, like he's picking it up pretty well. I think that Don cares a lot. He cares about it a lot. So he just goes out there and he does his job. I mean, he throws his body around. He'll block. So, he just does the things that we need to do to try to win in this conference.
Now, you said as we were leaving the KSAC before we started the recording, hey, I need Duncan.
Yeah. So I lived in Rhode Island for 5 years, and I'm pretty sure that's what Duncan started at. So it just kind of, living in Rhode Island made me a Duncan fan. And I used to get Duncan all the time when I lived up there. So instead of going to 60 Beans like he usually does, I requested that we come to Duncan.
And I was willing to do it because in the history of coaches in cars getting coffee, this has been the most boring season in terms of variation. Everybody's just a black coffee guy.
Oh, not me at all.
And
not me
if
at
you
all.
were hitting me with anything with some spin on it, I'm here for it.
Okay,
So
I got you.
I need this little curveball. I'm curious. I want to know what direction you're headed in.
We're gonna get started for you.
All right.
Yeah.
Can I get a medium frozen caramel coffee with no whipped cream?
What else for you?
That'll be all.
Let me get a caramel crazed iced signature latte medium, please.
What else for you?
That's it.
We'll see you at the window.
Interesting. Hey, it's different.
I told Cav, I said, it's pretty much a milkshake, but it would be weird to drink a milkshake for breakfast, so I just come to Dunkin' and get this.
You're an adult,
Yeah,
and you can do whatever you want.
that is true.
If you want to drink a milkshake for breakfast, and I won't let my daughter watch this, because what she will want to do is drink a milkshake for breakfast. She can't. Mike Patrick,
Yeah.
you can get that milkshake for breakfast.
I definitely drink a milkshake for breakfast.
If you had to typify the slot backs, the A backs, as a coffee, what are they?
If I had to typify them as a coffee, I would say that they would be. I'm not a real coffee drinker like that.
You're just a milkshake guy.
Yeah, that's really the only coffee that I be drinking.
You just want something sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So if I had to compare them to a coffee, it would be a medium frozen caramel coffee with no whipped cream.
So they follow their code.
Yes.
That's what you're getting at.
Yes. Yes.
What does that say about them? Psychoanalyze that for me.
So what I would say is that, sometimes they give me energy when I need it. And then after they deplete that energy, I usually crash.
Thank you. Oh man, I went full bore with this.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Full bore. Look at that guy.
Yeah.
Look at that guy. That doesn't even fit. That straw doesn't even fit.
But I said, man, but the real is that I really do give them, my energy. And if it takes all my energy to get them to do it right, over and over again, and for us to win games, hey, that's what it takes.
How's the buy-in been? Thank you so much.
I think the buy-in has actually been pretty good. Like, it really has been a shift in the team to me since we first got here till now. And I think that the guys, they work at it every day. Are they perfect? No, but none of us are. I think they really try. but it's just still some things that that has to be ironed out. I think it's still something left in the tank. I think that they just haven't quite realized that, like, you always have something left in the tank. And once we get them to that point where it's like, I'm just gonna go out on the field and completely deplete my body every practice, every rep, and then come out and do it again. Like, once we get to that point, I mean, we'll be putting rings on our fingers, I feel like.
I love that statement, but I do want to make a point here. And it was the moment that I grabbed that drink from the attendant at the window, and it felt like a milkshake.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, I'm telling you, that's all it is.
Mike goes and gets a dessert.
Hey.
That's what the title of this one
It's
should be.
it's so good. It's so good.
This isn't bad either. This is great.
Hey,
I saw it on the menu. It felt right in the moment. I need to change it up. Hit you with something different. It's something different, and I appreciate that.
Hey.
After watching literally everybody else just get a black coffee.
hey,
It's been my greatest disappointment for this season of coaches and cars getting coffee. Finally, somebody with some personality
Hey.
to their drink of choice.
I probably got enough personality for the whole staff.
It balances out.
Oh yeah,
Is
for
what you're
sure.
telling me.
For sure. For sure.
Talked about Don Bradley. Talked about Cam Ferguson. You rattled off a slew of names. Who else really sticks out as either a potential surprise or a lot of growth being done between the spring and fall camp?
I think Gianni Magdos. From what I can understand, Gianni was a walk-on here, and I mean, for us, I mean, he's gonna play, and he's gonna have a chance to make plays, and I think that he will make plays. Nate Adebayo, I think that he's gonna play for us, and I think he's gonna do well for us as well in his role. And I think that as the year goes along, Jerron Newsom, he'll make some plays for us as well. He wasn't with us during the spring, but he came back right after spring. He was with us this summer. Man, he's really a glue guy. Like
Sure.
he's a glue guy. Like I really like him in the room. He's he has some leadership qualities about him that I like. And he'll make plays too for us as well. Jalon Pearson, unfortunately, he got hurt during camp, but he was looking pretty good as well, and I think he would have definitely helped us as well. But it just kind of opened the door for some of the young guys to, kind of step up and, maybe have a chance to make some plays early on. So
and I don't know if this is a fair question to ask, but I'm going to do it anyway. I can't run over you, Mr. Donkey. Please get out of the way.
yeah, like he's so small.
There's a small dog that literally just ran and parked itself in front of the car.
Yeah.
There he is. I've got eyes.
Okay.
Hi there. Oh, please move. You are so teeny.
Yeah,
There's a small terrier that has less than zero fear. I do not want to run over somebody's animal. Anyway, obviously, there have been some really high-level running backs in the SAC over the last 10 years, decade plus. I would include you in that at Lenore-Ryan. I would obviously include Gerard Spears in that from Lenore-Ryan. I would include Andy Hibbett, a Brandon Baker, a Damian Baker from Carson-Newman in that. All every one of those players that I just rattled off was an all-league guy, yourself included, about 10 years ago. Could you have moved from the slot back in Lenore Ryan's offense to one of the split backs in Carson-Newman and been an all-league guy? Conversely, could an Andy Hibbett move from the A back or the B back in the split back offense to the slot back in Lenore Ryan's offense and be an all-league guy?
So, dude, I think that I could have played in Carson-Newman's offense
And been an all-league
an all-league guy.
And
vice versa. Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Both ways.
Both ways.
Both ways. Because I think that sometimes, it's just like myself. I really wasn't the fastest guy. I wasn't the biggest guy. I wasn't the quickest guy. But I just had a lot of desire. Like, I just had a bunch of desire to play and to win and to just do the things that needed to be done to help my team win. So I think that, just as I had that desire, another all-conference guy, another all-American guy will probably have that same desire, and that would just be the thing that leads them to be what they're going to be.
That's probably not a fair question to ask, because there's something innate that makes you that talented or that high quality, that high caliber of a player. I guess the impetus for that question is, I don't know that I could have guessed the two deep for the slot backs here.
Okay.
And I don't know what that says. Just that I probably couldn't have guessed it. And I think as this offensive transition happens, as I try to figure out what success like and how you can guess success, what's that based off of? Is it based off the player? Is it based off of how that player fits within the confines of this new system?
Well, I think it's a little bit of both, I would say. Because like a Cam Ferguson is what, about 5'10", probably 200 pounds.
Yeah.
And I feel like he doesn't have a problem playing the slot back position, and he couldn't be more different of a body style from Don Bradley, who's a little bit thinner. He can run, but I think with Don, he's willing to throw his body around. Like he's willing to go in there and stick his face on people, and I think the willingness to do that gave Don Bradley a shot to play, and he knows what to do, and I think more than anything, that's kind of where some of the other guys, they just haven't learned what to do just yet. And I think that once they do, we'll be a way better room for it. But, it's just a day at a time, just a day at a time, a little bit at a time, just make progress, and just, just put your all into it, and wherever the chips fall, you can live with it.
All right, as we roll back up to the KSAC, you've got not that long before opening night. What needs to happen for the Slots to be successful against Reinhardt?
Just reps as hard as you can do them every single time, and just do it right every time. Even when we in walkthroughs, when we in thud, when we in full tackle, when we in team, when you think about it, when you write it on a sheet of paper, anytime you think about the offense and doing your job, you think about doing it the right way.
Good note to end on. Mike, enjoy your milkshake.
Thank you.
Mike Patrick, voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier. Season 3, Episode 7. Coaches in Cars Getting Coffee. Done and dusted. Thanks for joining us.